Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
And today we're going to champion one of our favorite games, Murano. Complete Edition.
Yes.
But Murano, essentially. And for our Games We Champion series, we look at games that on Board Game Geek, the rankings there, we kind of look at ones that we really like that are over the top 500 or worse than the top 500, essentially. And just talk about them a little bit because even if they're not like considered bad games or rated badly, we just I feel like if you were initially going to Board Game Geek, you'd maybe look through the first few hundred. And just once you get past 5, you may or may not keep looking. So, just trying to get a few more eyeballs on the game. As you can see, we got Murano, and this one is currently ranked, as of filming this, 1,424.
Oh, wow. You had the number. You had the stats there. So I didn't know that right now. I've probably seen it before, but that one that's way too low. That is way too low, high, whatever you call it. It is way too bad. This should be at least in the top 1,000. I mean, this is like a super champion now.
This is a super champion. So definitely keep listening, because you're going to want to hear it all, everything we got to say. But yeah, this one also comes from Inka and Markus brand, who have some other very popular games. They've got Rajas of the Ganges, which they also made a Rajas of the Ganges dice charmer, so like a dice version of Rajas. And then they've done all those exit games, if you've ever played one of those, escape room style game in a box. I think another game that we haven't played that they're known for is Village. So they've done that one as well. And Murano, I think they have a lot of other games that looked like as well, but those are kind of some of them that we've actually played, and then I think Village is the other one that was kind of up there as more popular. So if you've played any of those and never heard of this one, now you know it's from the same people.
Yeah, although those are just a wide range of games, especially with the exit games. I think there were a couple others you saw there that were another, like just totally different types of games. So yeah, they're just like, what do you want to design today, honey?
That's pretty much what it ends up being. But yeah, so if you don't know anything about this one, some of its main mechanisms are kind of a rondel to select your actions around the edge of the board. And then you got some tile placement where you're placing different square tiles. I think they're square or are they rectangle. Either way, you're placing them out on the board. And then you've got endgame bonus scoring, essentially. Endgame scoring, kind of. So yeah, I guess then we can go right into what makes us want to champion this one. What makes us think that this one deserves to be in the top 500, if not the top 100, which I can't remember if Rajas is in the top 100 or not, so they might already have a game in the top 100. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's probably close.
Yeah. Let's just get into what makes me want to champion this.
Yes.
It's the scoring in this game. That's what makes me want to champion it. So throughout the game, it's a cool
Which
game.
is crazy, because there's not many games where you're like, just the way it scores is what makes me. Although Rajas of the Ganges, the way it scores is the interesting part about that too.
That's true. Maybe these Inka Markus, they know how to make
Now I'm interested in Village. What do they do for the scoring in that game?
Is that the one where your people can die?
I think so.
Okay. Interesting.
And you score them.
But yeah, so this one, it does have a nice little rondel around the board action selection. I like that, but I mean, and in a lot of games that would probably be the star mechanism, because it is really cool how you're moving the gondolas around and possibly have to move some out of the way.
And it's kind of got like a worker placement aspect to it, sort of, because it's like there are multiple, so the whole edge of the map has actions on it. And some of them are repeating, but then there's like 5 or 6 gondolas going around the board, so you can move a gondola as far forward as you can until you'd hit another gondola. Then, usually, like a worker placement game, you can't place on that, but like in this one, you can pay to move gondolas ahead, so you can bump it a little bit, so it does kind of have a little bit of a worker placement where you can stop people from going to an action somewhat.
Yeah, it's a little worker placement-y, I would say. But yeah, with those actions, you can gain points and gain coins, but a big part is getting tiles and playing tiles onto the various islands. I think what are there, like 6 or 7 islands on the map, and then you're building out these islands with different types of buildings, with different kind of roads that have different colored kind of customers, blue or red or white, which we'll buy from shop tiles that you can place on the building. So a bunch of different ways to build up these islands. And also throughout the game, you will assign one of your gondoliers. You can assign them to the islands, and for each gondolier at these islands at the end of the game, you assign each one a scoring card.
That you've collected throughout the game.
Yes, that you have collected throughout the game. So if he's at an island with, I'm just going to make up a thing. They're a little more complicated. I don't know any off the top of my head, but if it's, you have one on an island with a bunch of red customers, and you have a scoring card that says score for red customers, you can assign that to that gondolier, and that's what he'll score for the island that he is at.
Right.
And I just really love that, kind of looking out at the board, and it's usually, you can kind of adjust a little bit as well. If it's like something gets messed up, if you're required to have something very specific or an even amount of these and these, and maybe someone places some tiles and fills up all the spots on the island, and it's not even, and it's like, oh, dang it. Now that's not going to work. I'm going to have to go somewhere else to score this. But I usually found it that you could find another scoring card to score some points at pretty much every kind of island.
Yeah, I would 100% agree that the thing in this game is the scoring. That's what really makes this one stand above the rest. And yeah, it's just such a cool thing where you may not even do any work on an island, and you can score from it just based on what ends up getting placed on that. And you can get screwed on those islands without someone knowing. So there's like a feeling of some, it's not really take that, but it's like, shoot, like you said, now they made it uneven.
Of course they had to do that.
They made it uneven for me or something. But no one knows what cards you have, so...
And you don't assign them till the end of the game, so it's not like, oh, now I have nothing there.
Yes, I love that you don't assign them, that no one else knows what they are, so it's not like they can intentionally go... I mean, I'm sure if you played it a lot, you could maybe be like, well, they're going over there, so there's a chance that could be this card. So maybe if you played it a lot, you might know all the scoring cards and think, well, he's probably going for that, so I'm going to try to change that up. So I feel like the meta could change as you played it a lot, but no, I love how that works and how... Yeah, you can also potentially get 2 gondoliers. It costs you a little bit more, but you can get 2 on the same island if maybe that is, meets 2 of the scoring conditions on your cards.
That just feels wrong, because they have kind of the circle spots for them at the islands, and they match the player colors, and it's like, oh, there, I put my 1 there. It's like, wait, I can put another 1 there? I could put 3 there, 4 there? It's going to cost more, but then you're taking up other people's spots. But I just love, too, that you can score multiple times for an island with a couple different cards if you have ones that work.
Yeah, that's just so awesome. I really love it. I feel like we're not even doing it justice. I feel like we're not explaining it even well enough, but it's just awesome scoring. I really love it. I love how it works and trying to adjust on the fly potentially, and yeah, it's just a really cool thing, and it just makes it fun to place those tiles out on the islands as well. I don't know, something really satisfying about doing that. And then there's another piece to it that, I don't know, just feels satisfying even though it's like you're losing points to do it. So one of the things you can put out is like these factories to kind of blow glass, but you're causing pollution or whatever, so it costs you points to trigger all of your factories, but depending on how many you do, you get to pick out that many gems, and there's 3 different colored gems, and you're trying to, when you take that action to activate them, you can also sell a certain gem color, and depending on how many you sell, you get a ton of coins back. And the coins... there's just something satisfying about pulling those gems out.
And the coins are really tight in the game as well, so even though you are sacrificing points, it does feel worth it, especially because the coins are kind of how you get those scoring cards and how you get more gondoliers to even score more cards. So it feels worth it, and you and I kind of did that a lot in the last game. We played a 4-player game, and I think Abby did it somewhat, and Michaela did it the least, and she spent a lot more getting points in placing more valuable tiles, and scored like 2 less cards than us at the end of the game. And still, all the scores, all 4 of us were within like 5 points. So it's not even like that awesome scoring of those cards is overpowered. It's like you can take multiple different paths to win this game.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Even
the things other than the best parts of it are great.
Yes, I 100% agree. And yeah, this is one that I definitely champion. I definitely suggest looking out for because I feel like I've seen. And now that I say that, out to be like out of print and hard to get or something, but I feel like I've seen it on deals on Miniature Market quite often. So might be one you might be able to snag for. I don't remember what I got it for, but I feel like it was in the 20s, which I think is a really great price for. If you see this for $20 to $30, I think that's an amazing price.
Yeah.
For what it offers, but I guess you'd have to see if it's really for you. Maybe look at some other videos, see what other people think as well. But no, I would highly suggest this one. I'd say maybe the components and stuff and artwork isn't. It's not gonna drop. I mean, it's not gonna be like, wow, this is amazing looking. But it is Clemens Franz, so I feel like that's kind of. Some people probably like that, or some people probably think, oh, dry Euro, which it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the glass blowing gondola theme really comes through, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
And I think the components are good enough.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I would be tempted if they did make like a, I don't know, special edition, but I don't know if it's ranked 1400. I don't think they're probably going to.
It's already a complete edition.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, let us know in the comments below if you'd maybe like us to show more content on this one. If you want us to do a playthrough, we'd be happy to do that then. But yeah, otherwise, we hope to see you on our other videos. And as always, don't forget to
keep on nibbling
on our content.